What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another video with the City Life Project. Today I got something kind of cool planned out. I just wanted to do a step-by-step process for making maple syrup. To me, the first step that you need to do is figure out where your maple trees are. I'm lucky enough to live on a farm, and I've got some friends on the farm that help me out with making my maple syrup. But it's a pretty easy process if you've got the time. You need maple trees to make maple syrup. And there's several different species of maple trees depending on where you live. I live in Canada, but I'm on the west coast of Canada in British Columbia. So on Vancouver Island, we have big leaf maples, which get big, huge leaves. Like they're monstrous things. Okay, so you need maple trees in order to make maple syrup. Step one, get yourself some trees, get yourself some buckets. Okay, so you have the maple trees on your property. It's illegal to tap random park trees here, so don't do that. Have your own on your property, hopefully, or have friends with some. So anyway, you get yourself a containment system. I have some with lids. This just keeps the debris out of there, which is ideal because you can get another style, this style, which unfortunately doesn't have a top. They're still great, don't get me wrong, but it's better with the top so you don't have to worry about the debris. So you're gonna need something else too. Now that you have your buckets, you need a way to collect your maple syrup. This is a maple syrup tap. I'll put the link in the description if I can find it. I got it on Amazon. I think they were 26 bucks for 12. They came with the tubes. So good deal. I will also put the other ones in the link in the description if you wanted the steel ones. So now you've got your taps. You can start tapping trees. But before you start tapping trees, you need a few tools. You need a drill. Drill is going to get that tap in there. Now make sure when you get your drill that you're using the right one, because you want something that is a little bit smaller than the tube that you're putting in, just so that it stays tight around the tube, but you only really want to drill in about 1.5 inches into the tree. Once you've done that, you can tap it in, hang your bucket however you choose, and now you're collecting maple. So on to step 3. Okay, step 3, you've started collecting your maple. Now you need somewhere to store that new maple. So what I've done is I grabbed a few ice cream buckets. You can also grab buckets from Home Depot, clean them out if you need to. Probably better if you get food grade. You have your containment system. Now you can start collecting every night. Go and collect. I've had a few buckets that have been tapped out. I have multiple trees tapped, and they all collect at different times quite a bit of maple. So you need to check them every night. Make sure that you go out, you make a routine to get it, and you need a lot of it. You need, well, for me last year I think I had 16 liters or something like that. So this year I'm gonna try and do 20 gallons, which is a lot of liters, like 4 liters per gallon. So that should bring up my yield, because it takes a lot of time to boil it down, and you don't get as much as you might think. So on to step 4. Okay, welcome back. We've already gone through how to collect all of your maple, tap them with the spiles, the trees, and collect your maple. So today I think we have approximately 24 gallons. Everywhere you read online it says 40 gallons to 1 gallon. Well, like 40 gallons of sap to 1 gallon of syrup. So I think that we'll have half that, and since we live in Canada, we use liters over here. So probably we'll end up with about 2.5 liters of syrup when everything is said and done. So first step now to start your boil is you need to filter out all of your syrup, because a lot of it will have debris, bugs, moss, whatever, depending on how you've collected it. So for me, I've got half of my buckets have lids, the other half don't. So I have some stuff in my sap. So we're gonna get some of that filtered and we're gonna start the boil. So see you in a second. Okay, so you gotta filter your sap out. What I'm using is cheesecloth and a strainer. So I have 4 buckets full of sap. So before it gets boiled, we're just gonna send it through the strainer. And if you're wondering why we're doing this in the doghouse, it's because we don't want to kill dogs today with boiling liquid. And that is why we filter this. And that's it. We're working now. So we are now to a full rolling boil on the first one. We've actually set up 2 more now, which is pretty cool. So here is pot number 1, just doing its thing. So that's sweet. And then we've got the fish fryer burner that my aunt lent me for today. So that one's the same BTU load as this one. So that should start boiling any minute now. And then we have an induction cooker, and that is going to help us just heat everything up. So the boil is in full swing. Next step is really just the waiting game. You want to keep an eye on this stuff. As it boils, you add more, and when you get down to the bottom, it starts changing color pretty rapidly. It'll start getting to a golden brown. I would suggest though, making this a family affair. That's what I'm doing. I've invited all of my closest relatives and friends, and they should be arriving shortly. We've been at this for an hour or 2 now, and when they show up, it'll just be celebrating and having fun. So if you guys want to boil, it takes hours of your time, but it's a fun process, and if you share it with family, then it's even more fun. So do that. All right, so as you can see, it's dark out. We've been boiling for hours and hours and hours and hours, and my family all had to go home, which is totally cool. It's like 6 o'clock. We started at about 10 o'clock this morning, so it's a good long while, right? But we're down to one last pot, so I'm gonna finish boiling this off, and I'm super thankful to everybody that came and hung out with me today while I was doing this. There's really nothing better than just having a good day with family while you're doing something kind of cool. So everybody that showed up today, I'm gonna reward with maple as promised. So that's super cool. And then next year, I'm gonna cook up a way more efficient way to do this, and be able to do a larger volume faster. That's the goal. So when I figure that out, you guys will know. I'll show you the next step in a bit. Gotta jar it. So it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I am still boiling maple syrup. So we only were able to manage about half of the total of sap that we collected. So I boiled down, I think, 11 gallons today. It was a lot. It was more than we had last year. I think last year I had 16 liters. It wasn't near the amount that we've done today. So I'm still up. We're so close though. We just hit 99 degrees, and that was 15-20 minutes ago. So I'm gonna check it again. The number we're aiming for is 104. I'm gonna pull it off at 104, and then we have maple syrup. We are so close to you guys. So come check this out. Come with me, come with me. Here we go. I'm gonna show you what's up. This is a long time though. I started at 10 o'clock, probably had the first actual boil going at like 11, and now it's 1 o'clock in the morning. So, I mean, it's been a long day. This is all syrup. I think we're there. So I'm just gonna check. 99, 100. We are so close, you guys. So close. I'm gonna pull this off pretty quick here. Then I'm gonna pour it into this bowl. I'm just reusing the cheesecloth that we had before. This is some debris from the sap. It shouldn't do anything to it because I'm going to reheat all of this tomorrow to can it, because it's way too late to do that now. I just can't make that happen tonight. I need to go to bed. So we do have maple syrup. I still have half of what I have, so either I put that time in tomorrow or it's probably garbage this year. I think all of us can agree there's a better way to do this. I thought the burner was a better way, but I think now several burners and a big long pot to boil it in is a better way to do it. That way it's just more surface area boiling. So we'll figure that out when the time comes, but I gotta stay on measuring this, and as soon as I'm done I'll set up the tripod and you can watch me do the pour. Here it comes, you guys. Sorry I don't have better lighting for you. I was hoping to have done this earlier, but here's the pour, officially maple syrup. Look at that, you guys. Liquid gold right there. Now you may say it's pretty runny, and it is, but that's the way maple syrup is. It'll thicken up a little bit as it cools, but it's pretty standard that it's quite a runny substance. So just gonna let the rest of this drain out, and then we will have maple syrup for pancake breakfast tomorrow. Okay, so don't mind the early morning look. We have collected our maple syrup. Everything's done now for that. So we're beginning the canning process. Essentially what that entails is, yesterday I sanitized all of my mason jars, and now I'm boiling some water in here, and once this gets up to boiling I'm going to put these guys in there. Now, problem, this one's not quite full to the top, so I'm going to boil these a little bit longer to let the air out of that one. But they're pretty much done. They're all snap tight jars. So I'll boil this for 20 minutes, take them out, let them cool, and then I'm gonna drop them off to their respective owners, get them done. I'm just gonna gift what I've gotten today, and I've got the whole other half to do, but I've run out of time. It took me a little bit longer yesterday to do this. I probably should have started 2 or 3 days before, but that's okay. So anyway, that's the deal. That's all there is to it. Go and make your own maple syrup. Like and subscribe on the channel. You guys are awesome. Thanks for watching. See you next time.